What are you laughing about?
Oh, inside joke. Hello there, I'm Jimmy Jones.
And I'm Jordan Jecker.
And welcome to the Lost Vodcast for episode 604.
The substitute.
Teacher. This is Polar Bear Feces, and we just happen to have a special guest star today. His name is...
Mr. Slappy!
Mr. Slappy, you're one of the socks, aren't you? You're the guy who got sucked into the engine in the pilot episode. How do you feel about that? Well, we should forewarn you, today's podcast will be somewhat serious. We'll be discussing some of the more serious issues that this show is raising. It's not always a comedy, you know.
No, you gotta be serious sometimes around Lost.
Sensitive issues, you know. Now, first of all, why did the monster choose Locke's body?
Maybe he was looking for the most athletic body, the smartest body.
That's true. I mean, who does not think that Locke has a nice body? Like these beefy shoulders.
Oh, yeah.
That core, you can tell Locke does his 50 sit-ups every morning. And that bathtub scene wasn't in there for no reason. He's got a smooth neck and If you were the monster, whose body would you have chosen?
I was gonna say Hurley, but...
Well, that's true. If you're in a fight, you could just sort of fall on someone and they're suffocated and dead.
Maybe Sun? Oh, sorry, I meant Jin. You can't be a girl, that'd just be wrong.
That's true.
Girls
are not monsters. We would not say something like that on this podcast. Now, we've noticed some sexist issues on the show lately. When Locke is picking out wallpapers, he's got the green and the blue, and he wants the green, but his wife makes him choose the blue. Now, I think this has happened a lot on the show, that the women are trying to overpower the men, and it's just not right.
Yeah, definitely.
There are a lot of children watching this show. I know my kids were watching last night.
He's trying to pull a Jedi mind trick on her or something.
It's just not right, manipulation. It's like Ben Linus, but he does it for fun. She was doing it for serious. And
yeah, that's not right.
I might write a letter to the writers or something. And another serious issue we saw last night was the downfall of technology. Wow. When Locke was on that wheelchair lift and it stopped.
It let him down. And the sprinkler system?
Man,
off on him. Can't trust those.
Complete chaos. I think Locke's problem, his issue here is not with faith, it's with technology. It's failed us. The show is really about nature, about the trees on the island.
And trees can save you. We've seen in, the Lord of the Rings tree beard.
Throwing rocks at people, what more could you want from an object or thing? Locke is making this team here, kind of like a baseball team, and I'm thinking, since Jack's the main character, he's going to want Jack on his team. We all know how he's going to convince Jack.
Well, probably, hey, play on my baseball team, you can have some drugs or a fake beard.
Or some alcohol, or just a nice Hummer with Nirvana songs.
Every once in a while, you can visit Hof Droflin or whatever that funeral home is.
Jack will be like, that's going to be an interesting team. We're seeing a new love triangle now that the first one is apparently over. I didn't want it to be over, but the man in black talks about how he lost someone in his past. I'm thinking, he probably had a girlfriend, and Jacob was after this girlfriend too, so we kind of got this new love triangle.
Oh.
I'm just wondering if that'll become a love rhombus as well. Who do you think the fourth one would be?
Maybe Towerette, the statue? Maybe that's why the monster destroyed it, is because it's who Jacob loved, and he wanted to get back at him for stealing his girlfriend.
Wait, I thought Towerette was a guy. We'll see. Probably in the finale. Isn't that right, Puppet? Now, we've been noticing a serious problem with Sun and Jin. All they ever talk about is wanting to get back to each other. It's getting a little bit boring.
They need some new dialogue, some new freshness in their search for each other.
They could probably still talk about liking each other and getting back to each other, but if they say it in Korean, at least it'll be more interesting and people
Yeah.
can like, oh, we'll go look up the translation online. Oh, look, the exact same thing, but I just did some homework, so I'm more interested in this show now. I see a new romance there too. If Sun doesn't get to Jin soon enough, I think she's gonna end up with Ben. You see Ben there in his muscle shirt digging the grave. I mean, he wasn't hot. He was trying to impress Sun.
He was
Manipulative. Why don't you love me? Yeah, Puppet Man agrees.
Slappy.
Sloppy Joe, I think it was.
Oh, sloppy.
When they were burying Locke, we saw a crab crawl across his face. Could have been a spider. I'm guessing crab because we're on a beach. But what does that mean? It's very significant.
Maybe he's a little crabby because he just got killed or something.
Maybe he should go on a date with his girlfriend, go to Krabby Joe's. Inside joke. Speaking of the inside joke, like, we can joke about the joke, but honestly, it was just disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Locke made an inside joke and no one in the audience understood it. Like, that's just cheap.
But now we got something to look forward to at least.
Well, that's true. I think at the end of the season finale, the last scene, he'll be standing there and he'll say, now, let me analyze for you the inside joke. And suddenly, the audience will fully understand what it was. Because I don't care about Kate running into a tree. If we were to think about the inside joke, what could it mean? Like, there's a white stone and maybe Jacob was stoned to death? Or the other guy?
Maybe he turns into a monster called Stony instead of Smokey.
It's kind of like Sharky and George, you know, Smokey and Stony.
Mm-hmm.
And Slappy, the third one.
What's that?
He's cute. I have this other issue that was brought up, the list. I thought that was the coolest scene ever.
That was.
Get it? Because it was so cool down there in the cave. Was everyone on there? Was anyone not on there?
Kate was not on there. Kate was not on there.
Oh, what does that mean? I don't know. Maybe she ran away again. She's like, I don't love this list, and ran away from it.
Ran away from the list.
She's going to go run away to another male list who will kiss her more. We'll have a list rhombus. We're told about this leader. Of the names up there, who do you think would be the leader?
Well, right now Hurley seems to be the leader, but I don't really think he's going to last too long as leader. So maybe Saeed, maybe?
Right, because last episode we saw him with his golden headband on, kind of suggesting royalty. You know, like, do not threaten me. The last major issue is this substitute. I thought Locke was just adorable as a substitute teacher.
He was.
Well, probably my favorite moment of the series thus far. You know, he started talking about the human reproductive system and suddenly they cut him off.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how are they going to educate viewers, the young children watching, about the reproductive system if they delete scenes like that?
Yeah.
I mean, do you know what the reproductive system is?
I've heard of it, but I mean...
No one's ever taught me. Like, it might be like Star Wars where they clone people, but...
Oh, maybe. I never thought of it that way.
I don't know. Like, who would you rather have it teach it to you than John?
Mm-hmm.
That leads us to our last thing, our predictions for next week. Do you know what it's called?
It's called The Lighthouse.
I think that could have some deep symbolic meaning.
Like what, I might ask?
I think maybe Jacob will come and shed some light on the whole situation. Or maybe Jack is a lighthouse for the other survivors. Or maybe... No. I think there's no symbolism whatsoever. I mean, sometimes you just gotta take statements literally, you know? I think at the very end of the episode, we're gonna see a house and someone's gonna turn the light on.
Yeah. That happens.
Someone could have a flash sideways where, like, they're a lighthouse keeper. Jack or someone, you know, just, like, watching out for the sea,
The boats and the sea animals. Or there's like wind and his beard flew up in his face.
We're out of time for today. But remember, Jacob made you special.
And he loves you very much.
Bye.
Goodbye.